Good morning, Crossbridge family. It's Wednesday and it's time for your SOAP update. Today we are tackling 2 Kings chapter 16. And as we approach 2 Kings chapter 16, the end of 2 Kings chapter 15 is very, very important. We've been talking about the kings of Israel and the kings of Judah. You remember all these kings in the north that are horrible and all these kings in the south, that there's a couple of these really good ones scattered throughout some pretty bad ones. And we find that Jotham in the end of chapter 15 is a good king. This good king who is honorable, who tries to do what's right. He makes some mistakes. He forgets to take down some altars and all that kind of stuff. And this great king stays in his rule for 16 years. And after 16 years, his son takes over. His son, King Ahaz. And that's who we've read about today. King Ahaz is really a nightmare of a king in the south. He ends up making shady deals with different kings to take over other nations and to kind of make these backdoor deals where he's trying to get, one-upped on everybody. And we find that he did not do what was pleasing in the sight of the Lord. Not only did he not do what was pleasing in the sight of the Lord, he did some horrific things like sacrificing his own children. And he ends up, seeing a different altar at a different temple and removing all these crucial artifacts and these crucial instruments for worship that the Jews used at the temple. And he kind of put his own little spin on it. He's like, I like what I'm doing better. And what's crazy is no matter what this guy does, it just seems horrific. It's just horrific. And he continues to be a horrible king. Even to the point where in deference to the Assyrian king, he takes down a very important canopy that was simply used to help represent the rest of Sabbath day. This guy was a nightmare. He was a nightmare. So why in the middle of a Christmas season are we reading about Ahaz? And I think it's really important, and something I want you to pull away for today is as we turn our eyes towards the celebration of Jesus Christ's birth, the birth of our King, our Savior. If you go into Matthew and you read the genealogy of Jesus, do you remember all those names that we skip over so fast that seem so just boring and like, why is this important? Do you know who one of the people listed in the genealogy of Jesus, the pathway to get to Jesus? Do you know who one of the people listed in there is? It's King Ahaz. It's King Ahaz. This king that did the most horrific things, this horrible, horrible king, is actually listed in the lineage of Jesus. And so, Crossbridge family, here's what I want from you today. I want you to remember that Jesus Christ is the answer to all of our stories. That no matter where you are today, as you look back and say, well, my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, we could all look back at our histories and see a whole bunch of mess. But we know that Christ has done something new in us. And it's not our past that always defines us, no matter how bad it is, because Christ is doing something new in our life. And that's what this Advent season is all about. It's the hope that we look forward to. So Crossbridge, while it's really easy to get caught up in some of this and say, does it really matter? I hope and I pray that as you read the genealogies of Jesus in about 2 weeks from now, some of these names that you're reading now will pop up and you'll look and go, oh, he had a messed up history. That's my king. Crossbridge, I miss you, I love you, and I can't wait to see you soon. God bless you.